Is your car making explosions through the exhaust? Don't freak out, I'll tell you why. If you've ever heard those explosions or pops coming from your car's exhaust, you know how strange and surprising it can be. But don't worry, it's not always cause for alarm. This can happen for several reasons, and while it may sound unusual, it doesn't always mean there's a serious issue. Let's break down what might be going on. First off, what's happening when those noises go off is that there's extra combustion happening in the exhaust system. To put it simply, your engine is burning more fuel than it normally should, or it might be burning it too late, causing the gases leaving the engine to keep burning while they travel through the exhaust. This process, although noisy, is part of how some cars work, especially high-performance cars like sports cars or those with modified exhaust systems. One of the most common reasons for these explosions is problems with the air-fuel mixture. If the mix entering the engine isn't right, meaning there's too much fuel or not enough air, the combustion isn't happening as efficiently as it should. This can cause excess fuel to end up in the exhaust, where it keeps burning, creating the explosive sounds. It's kind of like trying to cook something, and instead of doing it right, it all spills over and makes a mess. In this case, the mess is those strange noises. Another factor contributing to this might be a malfunction in the spark plugs or the ignition system. If the spark plugs are dirty or worn out, the spark they produce won't be right. This means the air-fuel mixture won't ignite at the right time, which can cause some unburned gases to reach the exhaust and ignite there, producing those explosions. When it comes to modified cars, especially those with sport exhaust systems, these are designed to let gases exit faster. If the exhaust system is too free-flowing, the gases might exit so quickly that they keep reacting sometimes, causing the characteristic explosion sounds. This isn't always a problem, but rather the result of a design meant to improve performance. In some cases, these explosions can be caused by an issue with the exhaust gas recirculation system. This system helps reduce emissions, but if it's not working properly, exhaust gases aren't handled correctly, which could lead to the engine burning more fuel than necessary. If the gases aren't filtered properly, they might end up in the exhaust and ignite, causing the explosions. Finally, fuel system problems are also a common cause. If the fuel injectors aren't working properly, they might be sending too much gasoline to the engine. As a result, the engine burns more fuel than it needs to, and this excess can end up exploding in the exhaust. Now, these explosions aren't always a bad thing. If you have a car with a modified exhaust system or a high-performance vehicle, explosions can be something you expect or even enjoy. However, if you haven't made any modifications and these explosions start happening, it might be a sign that something's not working right, like an issue with the spark plugs, the fuel system, or the air-fuel mixture. So, if explosions aren't part of your plan, it's a good idea to take the car to the mechanic and have them check out those details.